is the wealth disparity, where we see that sub-Saharan Africa has a slightly higher or even pretty much high disparity, which again is very important to see in the relation with the penetration of mobile phones and other telecom services. Further on, rural population, as said before, it's very easy to cover city of London or New York or Luanda. The name of the game is to offer these services to all the citizens, to all the rural population as much as possible in a dispersed country, in a big country like, for example, Angola is. And this larger geographical size, unfortunately this slide is not visible yet, is one of the key criteria for the operators, for a successful operator. What I see here is a very good chance that Angola, at the state where it is and where the industry is, has a very good chance to adopt a smart and wise regulation. And I see also this event and your participation as a major contribution for this. Let me go further. So when we add these two trends, global trends which I described before, with the revenue erosion, pressure on margins, with the Africa challenges, having low income, large landmass, there is something different which has to be done here than it is done only in Europe or North America. So to put one very clear statement, we should not copy what has been done in Europe and North America in the last decade. The principles which we have to take under consideration, on one side is the 3 A's: affordability, accessibility, and availability. Market competition, and let me just try to give a comment what is a market competition. Competition can be achieved in different ways. Competition doesn't mean 10 operators. Competition doesn't mean 10 infrastructures. Competition is much more a good service, affordable service, accessible service for the citizens. And this is something which is not so easy to achieve. And again, this is the role of the regulatory framework to be set up. One key word in the third principle is the structurally sustainable market. You have a big advantage if your operators are sustainable, if they are strong, if they give a good basis for employment, good basis for service. And this is, to be completely clear, not easy to achieve. The operators, as said, must have an incentive to invest in non-urban areas, in broadband. A lot of the broadband investments will be economically paid off maybe in 20, maybe in 30 years, maybe never. Nevertheless, these investments must be done because they are part of the full ICT strategy of the country. Spectrum is a scarce good. Spectrum is limited, and spectrum must be managed actively. Every operator must have an opportunity to have a spectrum chunk which is good enough for delivering real good broadband data services. Separating the spectrum into small chunks, which has been done in a lot of countries in Africa, but also in Europe, definitely doesn't lead to good service. So spectrum is something which it is regulatory governed, and this is the main initial part of your decision. We have one example which is an African example in Kenya, where there was a very fast increase of number of licenses. The cycle turned, and now we had 2 operators, then 4, and now 2 of them are exiting the market. So this is definitely not the way you should go, because making this turn spends just 5 or 10 years and doesn't bring you any real improvement.